G'day everyone, it is Marty here again, and welcome from Queensland, Australia, where we moved here about a month ago, and long time coming, like in the process, and yeah, it's amazing how many times when friends and family they're just checking up on us to see how we're going. I'll tell them what I'm up to, and they'll just respond with a classic Aussie saying, "Living the dream, yeah, living the dream." And my response is kind of just as the thumbnail suggests, I'm not actually living the dream. I'm living his dream. And I want to unpack that in this video today. How, what it means to dream, where do you get your dreams from, what's your dream life, what do you do when you get your dream life, and yeah, just unpack that a whole bunch. So appreciate the time you're taking to watch this. As I said, we're in Queensland, Australia, now in the Noosa Hinterland. My home surf break is now Noosa Heads, which for a lot of people is dream destination. Maybe once in a lifetime, definitely an international tourist attraction from those that come from overseas. For heaps of Aussies, it's like maybe the once a year getaway, or for local or traveling surfers, it can be a bit of a what do you call it? Nirvana, Mecca type of place to come and surf when it's actually breaking. When there's some East Coast low swells or cyclone swells. Noosa Heads, for many people, however, as surfers anyway, is a bit of a nightmare because it's so crowded. Yeah, you don't have to go past too many YouTube videos to see that on its day, it is just filled with thousands of people and the most epic drop-ins and snakes and party waves, and oh my goodness, it's just madness. But look, we're here. I'm son of German parents that emigrated from Germany in the mid-60s. They had a choice to go to Canada or Australia, but landed in Australia back in '64. The only Kutschkas to have ever left Germany. And I was born and bred, born in '73 and raised Melbourne, Australia, 4 seasons in a day. Couple of sticky days a year in summer, muggy conditions, hot and humid. And lo and behold, I'm 51 and here I am on the Sunshine Coast, Noosa Hinterland, and in some people's eyes, living the dream. But as I said at the start of the video, I'm living his dream. And there's a massive difference between those two statements. So hope you enjoy this conversation. If you get value out of something I've already said, or something I will say, yeah, obviously do what you need to do to help me grow this channel and reach more people with really what I hope and pray is life-changing content. Like, subscribe, share it with your mates, share it with your enemies. Let's unpack this. Not just living the dream, but living his dream. So here we are. It's almost been a month, and we're here because I didn't want to be here. To be honest, a couple of years ago, no way. Noosa Hinterland, Noosa Heads, home break, packed crowds, hard to get a wave. Just busy, busy, busy. Nah, man, I wanted to quieten down. My idea of surfing, which I've been doing since I was about 14, my dream surf is to go alone, get alone, surf alone, get away from the crowds, have that kind of recharge time, connect with Father God, Creator God, um, be by myself. In some ways, re-energize as that kind of mix I am of introvert, extrovert. Coming up here and getting in the water with hundreds of people, thousands of people, wasn't kind of cup of tea with God for me, as Noosa Heads has been described. Um, to be in warm and humid conditions, like I said, coming from German heritage, where we live and breathe a more Viking lifestyle of cold and embracing the cold. Uh, it just wasn't what I thought would be my life. I did marry a tropical gem almost 13 years ago, Katrina, who's from the Philippines. So obviously been married to her and going back to Manila heaps in the Philippines. Got me acclimatized to what life in a hot and humid climate could be like. And it was 2022, a couple of years ago, when we sold our house that we were living in due to extenuating circumstances during the pandemic. We were, Victoria, lost my job, had to make some accelerated decisions. Thank you, Daniel Andrews. And embraced that, sold up. We actually went to live in the Philippines for 5 months and cared for, helped care for my father-in-law. And unfortunately, he passed away. But after 5 months living in the Philippines, I think I finally dealt with the heat and the humidity to the point where, like, I'll shoot hoops, play basketball, I'll go out, I'll work out, I'll do what I do as a man, despite the weather and the climate. And you know what? I put a nail in that coffin of being annoyed at hot, humid conditions all the time. And so I kind of dealt with that heat thing, got acclimatized, and was like, you know what? If I have to live in this for a longer time, so be it. And it was at that time when, my father-in-law passed away, and we came back to Melbourne, Australia, to look after my dad and be a principal carer for him in his what would be final 8 months of his life, 2023. We feel that my wife definitely had a strong inclination from God to consider, believe it or not, the suburb we're living in right now up in Queensland, a place that's not really on the map, a place that we didn't even know of at all. And, when she mentioned to me one day in 2023, this suburb that she felt, inspired to just mention to me, and then, research, type it in on realestate.com.au and see what pops up. We found it was a suburb here in Noosa Hinterland. And so I was just like, hey, let's check this out. And we made inquiries, and it's been 2 years. Here we are. And that whole process from I guess, inspirational inclination to actually being here on the ground. I'll share that in way more detail in another video. But the point for this clip here and this episode is we're not living our dream. You live in the dream. We're not living our dream. We're living his dream. And we chased and pursued what he dropped down into our spirits full on. And now I guess we're living his dream. There's an interesting Bible verse in the Psalms, which says that if you delight yourself in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. For many years, I, like many other people, have interpreted that on a surface level. Delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart. He'll give you what you want. He'll give you what you desire. And it was only recently that I heard someone unpack this verse a little different. It's like, delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you his desires. He'll give you like his will. He'll unpack his desires in your heart and you'll want what he wants. And that just flipped my whole understanding of that verse and, a lot of my paradigm from that point onwards. And so sometimes it's a scary thing to get what you want. Have you ever been in that position where you think you know what you want and you get it, and then you're like, actually, this might not be the best for me. So I want to kind of address that as well in this clip. Be careful what you wish for. You've heard that saying before, but and I'll go back a bit as well on living the dream. There's this thing in Australia called the Great Australian Dream. If you're watching this from overseas, it might be the Great American Dream. Many countries kind of put out this, the Great Aussie Dream or the Great Dreams. For a lot of people, it's to buy your own home, have a roof over your head, get out of renting, be able to buy your own home. The Great Australian Dream. And, I want to ask you in this episode here right now, who dreams for you, or what dreams do you live by? Like, is it the government's dream for you? Is it what's been programmed for you to dream? You need to kind of, I think, in my humble opinion, you need to run the dreams that you are living by, the things that you're chasing, the carrots you're going after, the ladders you're climbing, the hours that you are grinding. Why do you do what you do? What are you chasing? What is your dream? Who gave you that dream? Is it, your parents are selling you something to achieve that may be good and well-intentioned, but not actually your dream to chase or beat? Like I said before, the government, what dreams have they peddled to you that you have swallowed and believe to be as the pinnacle of life? What advertising, what marketing has infiltrated your your blue pill? What are you living for? Whose dream? Do you have your own dream? And then, okay, hey, you got your own dream, all right. You've got a list of goals and action steps, mission statements. Fair enough. Good, all good. But then, even higher than this, do you have, as is mentioned all through the Bible, do you have dreams from your Creator, from the Creator of the universe? Do you have revealed insight? And if you don't, well, I want to challenge you and ask you in this episode to sit down and spend some time, just like I told you in the last episode, to really get curious about the things of God and get curious about who Jesus is. I want you to, as an action point from this episode, to dream with God, or to get a dream from the Lord. And it's as simple as saying, God, if you're out there, I want to connect with you. I would like to know why I was born. Let's get real about this. Why am I on earth? Why am I here? What have you got for me to do? What will be my legacy? What will be the footprint I leave? What will be, what will I do here that's going to echo through eternity? What's your dream for me? And that all begins, if I go back to that verse in the Psalms, which says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he'll give you desires of your heart. And you won't just be chasing like living the dream. You'll be living his dream. And in that you will find a fast track to deep satisfaction, rest, purpose, significance. Living the dream up here in the Noosa Hinterland, surfing at Noosa Heads as my home break. Funny thing about Queensland and this area, you visit here as a tourist, you're not really mowing lawns, you're not doing yard work. That's for the maintenance person. That's for the groundskeeper of where you might be staying as a tourist. Well, I live here now. I am a 4-week-old Queenslander. Dude, let me tell you, how they say you always think the grass is greener on the other side, but then you find out it needs mowing. Man, in Queensland, you need to mow. You need to mow every 3 days. You need to mow and mow and mow. The constant sound up here in the Noosa Hinterland is, number one, frogs. And number two, people mowing their lawns. From dawn to dusk, people are mowing their lawns to stay on top of it. So yeah, we've also got cane toads. We've got snakes. We've got, oh boy, the kids found again tonight like massive rhinoceros beetles. There's just, everything's bigger. Yeah, it's madness. Yeah. So even if you live in the dream, you're in what for you would be a dream location if you live there. You got to mow that grass. You got to tend those weeds. You got to, you got to care for that. It ain't come easy. So, yeah, I'll get back to something a bit earlier about why we're here, living his dream. My best man, Ken, spoke to me, or spoke a message years ago. Because I was always like, I want to get out in the country, want to get alone, want to, just recharge by myself. he spoke a message to me and to other people about, being in the city, being where people are, having maximum impact and reaching the nations. And that always bugged me because I'm like, ugh, I know I'm a people person, but I like to recharge by myself. And it's funny because up here at Noosa Heads, there's literally every nation on this earth is represented here. You walk along the the national park. You go for a surf. You go to the cafes down on Hastings Street. You grab an ice cream, and you are just immersed in all cultures of the planet. And it's literally like United Nations, where you're all there for one reason, and that's to enjoy a just an absolute gobsmacking, beautiful area of God's creation. And everyone's there to, just embrace it. And you hear, for me, I hear my German language just spoken, whether it's, backpackers or seasonal workers or families from Germany. There's Europeans, there's Spanish, Brazilians, Mexicans. There's like a whole swathe of Asian cultures there. It's just epic chance to meet people from all parts of the world. It's like it's a coastal metropolis, mate. It is just epic. So Ken, my best man, thank you for that message years ago that always bugged me because sometimes I just want to get alone, just get away from people. But being here, I get surf and I get to reach people, and people can reach me. And if you're a local here in the Noosa Heads area, look, I'm new here. I'm up for a chat in the water, on the path, at a cafe. As this channel states, I'm here to, for what is it, from the serious to the slapstick to the supernatural. I feel I've got lots of messages to give, and this is my one for you today. Not just to live the dream, but to live his dream. And it was a long process to get me up here. But I'm here now, and I'm just going to embrace everything I can in this season of my life. It's full on. Those of you that know me, students that I've taught in the past, people I've worked with as a renovator and house flipper. Man, if there's something dirty, hard work, just getting down into the nitty gritty, I'm your man. I'll do it. I'll do anything. Tell me something hard to do, and I'll do it. But I'm up here with at the moment pretty busted knees, and I actually can't stand when I'm surfing. That's how bad my knees are. If I don't get a miracle, I'll be having surgery in a couple of months to repair severed meniscus, and that'll hopefully get me to at least have some stability in my right knee, and then maybe with my whole other host of issues, maybe be standing up later this year or into 2026. But yeah, at the moment, I'm literally, I've discovered a new form of surfing called gut sliding. Yes, there is such a thing as a gut slider surf group. But yeah, I'm literally just lying down on my surfboard at the moment. I am humbled to say I've also bought a goat boat. a surf ski. Yes, I may be seeing you out in the water on a goat boat in the coming weeks, where it's another craft I don't have to stand up on. It's very humbling for me. You know, don't tell me I'm living the dream, when I'm up here at Noosa Heads. I can't even stand up on a board. You kidding me? Oh my goodness. In my garage, I've got a surf ski, I've got a gut slider, and I've got a boogie board. Boogie board. Oh my goodness. Shark biscuit. Oh my goodness. Dude, I got all the craft I've been despising for decades. Look, if I was living my dream, living the dream, if I was living my dream, I'd be so depressed. Here I am, after all these years, iconic surf break, can't stand up. I'm not living my dream. This is not my dream. This is his dream. And his dream is about reaching people. His dream is about pursuing his will for my life and making the maximum impact that I can. So it's just so much bigger than surfing, so much bigger than swimming in warm water, as great as swimming in warm water is. So yeah, look, I encourage you to get a dream from God and get your desires from God so that you're wanting what he wants. It's like, again, congruency, it's alignment, it's a fish swimming in water, not trying to climb trees. It's a monkey climbing trees, not trying to swim in water. Get in line with why you were created in the first place. Get in line with that, so that you're living his dream. Jesus said this crazy thing once as well. He said, he who tries to find his life will lose it. But if you lose your life for him and his gospel, you'll find it. Make that make sense. Or it does. He who tries to find his life will lose it. But he who loses his life for him and his gospel, you'll find it. Another fast track, another shortcut, another silver bullet. Wow. I'm just struck again. Joseph in the Old Testament, Joseph the dreamer. He got a dream. He got a dream, and that dream took him through the bottom of a well, getting betrayed by his brothers, getting sold off as a slave, being falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, getting thrown in prison again, being forgotten by was it the baker or the butcher or candlestick maker? That's something else. Getting forgotten, then getting elevated, become the second in charge of Egypt. So decades later, his dream, given by God, came to fruition, came alive. So when you get a dream from God, it'll help you. It'll make you thrive and flourish, even when you are falsely accused, when you are betrayed, when you are thrown in a literal or figurative prison. We've just gone through Christmas. Dreams. Joseph gets a dream. Joseph, Mary's betrothed husband-to-be, gets a dream. Gabriel visits Mary. Gabriel comes to Joseph in a dream. Do not fear. The child Mary's at child with will be Jesus. Yeah. The Magi from the east are warned in a dream not to go back to Herod. Joseph's warned in a dream that Herod's coming to kill baby Jesus. Go flee to Egypt. Dream, 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 dream. Imagine any of those characters in the Bible not getting those dreams, living by what their dream was. They wouldn't have made it. So I encourage you to not just swallow the dreams your government sells you, not just swallow the dreams, you know, social media influencers are peddling to you. Don't just swallow dreams that mummy and daddy have had for you. So there's elements of where that might be right for all of you, but superseding all that is dreams from your creator, from Creator God. Because, like I said earlier, it's what will fast track you into being congruent with why you exist in the first place. Why you exist in the first place. And that's my message for today. If you've made it this far, cheers. And we'll see you in the next episode. You living his dream. Get a dream. Let's go.